Hello everyone and welcome to Soundillion tutorials. In this tutorial I will teach you how to create this fluid and how to animate it. It looks a lot like blood. It is in zero gravity. So let's begin. First of all, I will change my layout to standard because there are a lot of beginners and even though my layout looks a lot like the standard one, but it's okay. Also, I am using a Cinema 4D R14 Studio. So let's begin. First of all, I will create a sphere. Make a radius of a sphere 60 centimeters. Every object is made out of polygons. We cannot see the polygons because the display is not right. If you choose a display garage here, you will see the lines and you will see the polygons, and if you increase segment or decrease them, you will have the, the many polygons that you want. So I will leave it to 24. Now I have to clone my sphere. I will use a Mograph Cloner. Set sphere a child of a cloner. Go to cloner and set the mode to grid. What the grid does, it clones on each axis. Now we have a 3 by 3 by 3. The next thing that we will do, we will randomize the clones. So make sure the cloner is still selected. Select Mograph, effector, random, effector. Choose random effector, go to effector, random mode, noise, and choose checked indexed. And when you click play, you have this animation of random clones hitting each other. Choose parameter, set x value to 200, y value to 200, and z value to 200 as well. Set scale, check uniform scale, and choose 1. Now when you click play, you have this animation, but it is too fast. So I will decrease the animation speed. Press pause. Go to effector. Animation speed set to 30%. Now when you click play, you have this nice animation. So this is good. The next thing that we will do, we will connect these objects through a Metaball. Go and put a Metaball in your scene. Make a cloner a child of a Metaball. And now you have this big ugly thing. You choose Metaball, set hull value to 300, add it to subdivision to 20, render subdivision to 20 as well. And I will add a hypernurb, choose Metaball and make it a child of hypernurb. Select hypernurb. This is too much segments. Choose subdivision editor 1, subdivision renderer 1. When you choose play, you have this neat animation. I will maybe go back to random again, select random. Increase parameter of z-axis to maybe 450. And now when you click play, you have this thing, this fluid. So the first part is done. The second part is to create a material. You can create a material on the different ways. You can go create a new material. You can double click on the empty space, but I will do this one. So when you click on a material, you have in Attribute Manager, you can change your material, but I prefer to double click on the material and you have a separate window. First of all, I will change color texture. Select color, make sure that it's checked. It is checked by default. Choose texture, noise, select noise, and I will choose different type of noise. I will choose Ober. Crank up global scale to 700. Make color 1 to dark, really dark red, and color 2 to slightly dark red. This is perfect. Of course, I will apply the material before we continue. Choose material and apply to the hypernurb. That is it. Now, in the material separate window, check the reflection. Decrease the brightness to 10%. Add texture of fresnel. What fresnel does, it adds a pretty realistic reflection. Mix strength 30% of fresnel. Now we need to add that rough surface by displacement. We have displacement, so go to displacement, make sure that it's checked. Select texture of noise, again choose noise, make it Luca, that is my favorite one. Luca, crank it up as well, maybe to 500, or I don't know, maybe 600. That is good. Now go back to one step, make the strength of displacement to 30%. And now when you click render, you have this not very pretty object, but if you check in the displacement, I'll make sure you have displacement, sub-polygon displacement. It will slow up your render time, but it will look much better. Click render, and now you have this rough surface. You can also crank up the subdivision level to higher, but you will just slow up your render time. So 4 is perfect. By the way, I will change the name to, I don't know, blood. That is okay. Now we don't have any light on the scene, but we have the default light. If you go to render settings or press Ctrl B, go to options, and if you uncheck default light and click render, you have nothing at all because there are no lights on the scene. So I will choose stay in the render settings, go to effect, global illumination, turn off render settings. What global illumination does, I will show you now. I'll delete this new material. I will create a sky object. Now to create a sky, make a texture for sky. Double click here again. Name it sky. Uncheck color, uncheck specular, check luminance. Go to texture of luminance, choose surfaces, lines, tiles. Now select tiles. In the pattern of a tiles, choose lines 2, and now these lines we have 4 color of lines. I will set the first one to black, second one to white, third one and fourth one black as well. So I have this black and white pattern. I will change the direction, orientation to vertical, orientation to V, vertical. Apply this to your sky, and now you can see it around the object. Go to sky, right click, Cinema 4D tags, compositing tag, and you can uncheck the scene by camera. Select camera. We'll make sure the camera object is selected so we can look through the camera. Now when you click render, you will have your lights from the luminance of an object, and this is pretty awesome. You can do anything that you want. You can change maybe colors. You can go to material editor of the sky, select tiles again, and choose, I don't know, light blue, and click render, and you will have that blue light from an object. global illumination is so powerful. It will slow up your render time, but you will have these amazing results. Of course, you can animate this. You can go to random and I don't know, animate the Y parameter. Choose parameter. For those who don't know, the way to how should I say add keyframes. Most people do not know how to add the keyframes. It's pretty simple. Go to the beginning of your timeline. Hold control and press on parameter of Y, and you add the keyframe by this red dot. Go to the end of a timeline and crank this up to maybe 1,000 and set keyframe again by holding control. And now when you go to the beginning and press play, you have this animation of falling. I don't know how to call it. By the way, I done a little animation to show you what I did. You can do whatever you want. I will be thrilled to see your work. I done a maybe 5-second animation just to show you. I did it in After Effects. I rendered out thief layers and composited in After Effects. Added a couple of layers and sound effects. Nothing pretty much. So see you in my next tutorial. The next one will be much better, much cooler. I will use a sound effector. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. See you again. Bye.